All right. So you guys doing good? All right. So we're in this series, No Filter. You guys been enjoying that? I couldn't hear that. Thank you. So basically what we've been doing, man, we've been, if you haven't been here, we've been taking topics that are somewhat difficult to talk about, and we've really been removing the filter from them, kind of telling you what they're really about, and then telling you a way to deal with them, overcome them. I don't know if you guys were here a couple weeks ago. Daniel talked about depression, and it was really amazing, like, to go inside of his life and see what he dealt with, but also how to get through that. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I really have been enjoying this series because it's stuff that's hard to talk about, but sometimes the stuff that's hardest to talk about needs to be talked about the most, right? So kind of like with what Daniel was saying the other week is like, usually we try to be like funny and stuff like that, but I just don't think this is a series for that. I think this series is serious, and we're talking about things that need to be talked about. And I was kind of praying and asking God what He wanted me to talk about, and when He gave me the answer, it was just one of those things like, you sure? Just because it's like kind of awkward, and it's one of those subjects that's personal, and it's blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's what he wants tonight. So I'm guessing that means that you guys need to hear something that I have to say tonight. And that's what I'm gonna go off of. I've been praying, and I'm nervous. And I thought they were doing one more song, so it threw me off. I was in my groove over there, praying and stuff. But yeah. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is lust. Okay, we're going to take the filter off of lust. I'm going to tell you what it is. And like I said, you know what? Lust is probably the most dealt with sin in our age group, period. Amongst men and women, you know what? It might just be the number one, like, dealt with sin overall, period. I don't have statistics, but just from people I've talked to and from my experience, this has definitely been the number one thing that I've struggled with in my life by far. But what's sad about that is, like, this might be the number one thing that people struggle with, but it's also probably the least talked about subject in churches everywhere. Like I said, because it's awkward, you know, it's personal. It causes you to go inside of yourself, because lust is one of those things that usually happens behind closed doors. So it's one of those things that, like, you have to, no one knows. You understand? So you have to go inside of yourself and be honest with yourself and admit to yourself that you have a problem and fix yourself. You know, so it's one of those things that people don't really like to talk about, because it forces you to look inside of yourself. And it's just simply hard to talk about. I mean, it's just awkward. You know, nobody likes talking about sex. Nobody likes talking about pornography or anything like that. Like, that's weird to talk about. It's uncomfortable, but it's something that needs to be said. So I hope you guys can bear with me tonight. You know, just go ahead and get your giggle